Sup everyone, Xine here, and this is Zine's Guide to Halo 4 on Legendary. This is the level Midnight.
Where's the composer?
Close. I should be able to guide us to it.
You have not been composed. Such an observation should not be possible.
So a thing to know about the broadsword is that if you do hold back on your movement control, it will actually allow you to slow down. So we'll be boosting through some of these sections, probably most of them, and we'll be slowing down for certain ones that are like this, where it's just shifting walls that are just obnoxious to have to fucking try to drive around. But for any section like this, you're gonna have to go ahead and try to boost through it. Slowing down there will usually result in you taking a hit, so go ahead, fly in here, and that will go ahead and get your shields back up.
Sierra 117 to UNSC Infinity. Captain Del Rio, do you read? Chief, it's Lasky. Is that you? Affirmative, sir. Where's the captain? Didact's got the composer. We're in a broadsword carrying a Havoc-grade payload. On approach to delivery. Let's see if we can make some wheels. All ships, prepare to engage. Direct all your ships to the composer. Copy that, Chief. Orbital Defense Command, this is Recon. Hostile inbound. Proceed to condition red. This is Earth orbital defense. Back defense is ineffective against enemy vessel. It's still approaching.
Recommend flying slowly through here.
Infinity to fleet com. Battle group has reached Didact's ship. Council Husky, you are clear to engage.
But for this section, you do need to be boosting, otherwise the door will close and you will die. This next part's self-explanatory, so I'll shut up and catch you at Rally Point Bravo.
There it is. No, wait!
Infinity, the Didact just closed off our entrance to the composer. We can try punching a hole in that hull plating, but Infinity won't be able to get a clear shot with all that black. We'll take care of the gun. Whatever you're doing's working. Clear up the approach, and Infinity can drop in to punch a hole for you.
Two cannons neutralized. Two to go. Only one gun left.
Copy, Cortana. Weapons. Repair firing solution. We promised to get the Chief inside that ship, and I'm not about to let that man down. That's the last one. Infinity, you're clear.
Roger that, Chief. You might want to back up a little. Main battery, fire!
Clean hit. We're proceeding to insertion.
Acknowledged. We'll be on station if you need us. Make sure you give the Didact our regards. Infinity out.
Alright, first things first, pull out your saw.
Chief, I know I'm supposed to know what to do, but
have to
You're going to want to go ahead and fire in short controlled bursts when dealing with all the Watchers here.
I always know what to do.
I'm hiding right here just in case the Watcher managed to spawn in the turret. Sometimes it does spawn in even if you manage to kill them relatively quickly, so just keep that in mind. Alright, this next part is very time sensitive. You need to run in once you pass that barricade, immediately start shooting this Knight Battle Wagon. As soon as the reticle goes red, go full auto. If you don't do it that quickly, he will spawn in a Watcher and then instantly teleport, and then the Watcher will spawn in even more things you have to deal with. So, dispatch both of them before that becomes a threat. Swap out your battle rifle for a light rifle, and start shooting the Watchers. Stock up on light rifle ammo. We're going to go ahead and use this little barricade as cover. Our goal here is to agitate one of the Knight Lancers to go into its melee charge, so it will drop us a auto sentry. If that doesn't happen, then you can go ahead and just focus your fire on the battle wagon. And if neither of them do melee charge, you can stay back. But if they do, make sure that you back away from the position you were just in, and make sure to throw a pulse grenade. Now, from a walkthrough perspective, I'm going to assume that you don't get the Knight Lancer to do his melee charge. So we're going to pretend we don't have the auto sentry for dealing with the last one. Once all the Knights are down, restock on light rifle ammo. If there's no ammo left up here, there's a dispenser right up ahead down here.
I won't leave you, I promise. Take care of you. Still good for something, I guess.
And if you need more pulse grenades, there are more here.
Detected an energy signature ahead. I think it's a transit system like on Requiem. Find a way to access it.
Slot Cortana in. If you notice that structure all the way in the distance there, that is going to be the area where we fight several waves of Knights.
Is this the secret you've kept from me? This evolving capsule.
Take out all the crawlers. One of them will be armed with a binary rifle. Make sure that you can pick it up.
Portal!
I sense your malfunctioning companion. And yet,
Alright, your goal here is to try to kill some of the Knights from further away, if you can get away with it. That battle wagon decided that instead of being a fierce, death machine, it decided to hide like a coward. So there go my shots into the proverbial abyss. Thankfully, there's more light rifles here, so I'm not really concerned about ammo. Right, pop out your auto sentry. Keep an eye on where the Knight Lancer is. This is another one under the binary rifle. If you are running low, you're going to go ahead and pick up his binary rifle anyway, so don't worry. Be very careful about that other Knight. Once the Lancer's down, he will usually retreat to where the teleporter is. And as you can see, he is armed with an incineration cannon, and all AI in this game do not have to reload, so he can just fire it every couple of seconds. It gets rather obnoxious. Alright. Now, since this room is the same room we're going to be teleporting back into after we hit the weapons cache, we're going to go ahead and just make our own real quick by dropping the binary rifle, incineration cannon, and light rifle in this spot, because of the fact that we'll be dealing with carrying over some weapons into the next area from said weapons cache that we don't really want to expend at this point. So, when you go through this teleporter, make sure you have a bolt shot and a suppressor.
Sorry, I can't control what my processes are
Pick up an
doing.
incineration cannon and a carbine.
Reprioritizing themselves over me.
What about the didact?
Now, there are other Promethean weapons here, if you prefer using pretty much any Promethean weapon. And if you want to be risky, you can use the gravity hammer, but I do not recommend it. Alright, run forward. Assassinate this knight. Pick up his light rifle. Drop your carbine for it. Drop your incineration cannon for the binary rifle. And proceed to shoot all the crawlers, the one watcher in the distance, and the knights.
Portal open. Far side of the room.
There is another knight down there with an incineration cannon, so we're going to go ahead and try to take him out from here. Right, once everything is dead, head back for your incineration cannon and the carbine. The reason why I carried over an additional incineration cannon is in case things got hairy and you needed to use it. It's also just nice to have. Right, as soon as you get through here, immediately go to throw a pulse grenade and then fire your incineration cannon.
Closer from me.
You're throwing the pulse grenade to stun the knight, and then the incineration cannon to go for the kill. That knight is armed with a binary rifle. You can pick it up, and I guess you can use it against crawlers if you feel like being wasteful. You're going to want to drop your carbine here for the light rifle, and we're going to want to go ahead and just use the light rifle in this section. We're going to save the carbine. Now for this point, most of the crawlers will spawn over on that edge of the room, but they will eventually start spawning on this side. When the defense turrets pop up, that's usually around the point where the crawlers will start spawning in over on this side. They'll spawn in from those two tubes. I've noticed that the ones on the right tend to get stuck on the geo a lot, so you really only have to be careful about the ones on the left, but it's a good idea to check both sides just to make sure. Once the light rifle's out of ammo, you're going to go ahead and pull your auto sentry here and wait for Cortana to give you the prompt to pull her out of the console.
I got it. Locked him out of the system, but I don't know for how long.
This is what we've been saving the carbine for. This section has infinitely respawning crawlers. And the way we're going to have to go through this is one headshot at a time. And the carbine has the most amount of shots you can have in any weapon that's headshot capable. So that is why we saved it up to this point. Once you get to around this point, you can go ahead and just sprint for the teleporter.
How do we get over there?
Conveyor lift. End of the ramp. If we time it right, our momentum should carry us through the low gravity. Chief, once that warhead is primed, the window for getting out of here is going to be pretty slim.
I know.
Activity! Significant slip space event building under the composer.
He's powering it out.
The Didact shielded himself inside the composer. The nuke won't do us any good unless we can disable that barrier. Find me a terminal. I've got to do something you're not going to like.
Now you're given a choice between the left and the right. We're going to go to the right because this side, 1, gives you an incineration cannon, and 2, doesn't start you off against a horde of knights.
If I do that at each of those beams, the cotton.
So the right tower is easier.
Get ready!
Now the other reason why I recommend bringing the carbine to this point over the light rifle is the same reason why we used it to get the heck out of the infinitely respawning crawler area. It just has the ability to hit more headshots. And anything else that would require a light rifle to, spam to death, we can just use the incineration cannon. Alright, immediately look to your left. There's a crawler snipe on the wall. Go ahead and shoot him with your incineration cannon. Pop the auto sentry, headshot all of the crawlers. Whenever you can, try to pot shot the Watcher. Once you're out of ammo, pick up a light rifle and do what you've been doing. I was trying to bait that Watcher into the grenade to redirect. Looks like his shields were down. Alright, there's an incineration cannon right here. I'm going to stock up on that and light rifle ammo. When most of the crawlers are down, a knight and a watcher repair will spawn in. Be very careful. If I recall properly, that knight spawns in with an incineration cannon. Once all the enemies are down, resupply light rifle ammo, put Cortana in, and then proceed to the next tower.
Before the Didact sends reinforcements. That's it. It's working. Once the barrier's down, we need to get the nuke in there fast.
Now that was just obnoxious. I kill the Watcher, but the Knight gets back up. So we go ahead and send him back to whence he came. Once our shields recharge, of course. You don't have to worry about being wasteful with the incineration cannon or the light rifle. There are plenty over here. Alright, once everything's dead, proceed to the next tower. This is Knight Tower. This one has an exorbitant number of knights, and this is probably the hardest combat encounter in the entire game. Careful rounding this corner, there is a knight battle wagon with a scatter shot. Once he's down, you can go ahead and proceed. Restock on light rifle ammo if needed. Go down over here, there are a couple of scatter shots if you want to use those. I would recommend juggling one up here just in case a knight gets in your face, since you don't want to shoot the incineration cannon point blank. Press the button. We're going to go ahead and lure this knight over here by just, spamming the light rifle. can kill him before he gets to us, that's great. If not, use the scatter shot. We're going to go ahead and just 420 spam the light rifle over here. Same for that knight. Before we proceed, we're going to drop down, resupply on light rifle ammo. Thankfully, there was one right there where I landed. But if there's not a convenient light rifle there, you can head back to the same dispenser we got it from earlier. Alright, we're going to go ahead and juggle the incineration cannon and the scatter shot over here. You don't want to waste the incineration cannon on a knight with a suppressor. We're saving that for the knight battle wagon that spawns in with the incineration cannon. Remember to, if you ever want to engage a knight with the scatter shot, when you want to close the distance, make sure you throw a pulse grenade. Alright, there's another knight battle wagon with a scatter shot. We're going to take him out with the incineration cannon and the light rifle. And then there should be one more down there. Reload the incineration cannon, slot in Cortanum, and then after this, go ahead, head to the final tower, kill the last 3 knights, and then follow the prompts for the end of the game. I thank you for watching my guide. I know there are others out there. I appreciate anyone who watches this and leaves any type of feedback, good or negative, so I can improve going forward. And I hope to see you again. Sign them by now.
Mind if I join you?
Of course not, sir.
At ease, Chief. Feels kinda odd for you to call me sir. Beautiful, isn't she? I don't get to see her often enough. I grew up in New Harmony. Attended Corbulo Military Academy. Never saw Earth in person until I was an adult, but I still think of her as home. You don't talk much, do you? Chief, I won't pretend to know how you feel. I mean, I've lost people I care about, but never anything like you're going through.
Our duty as soldiers is to protect humanity. Whatever the cost.
You say that like soldiers and humanity are two different things. I mean, soldiers aren't machines. We're just people. I'll let you have the deck to yourself.
She said that to me once. About being a machine.
Fuck you, asshole!
In this hour of victory, we taste only defeat. I ask why. We are forerunners, guardians of all that exists. The roots of the galaxy have grown deep under our careful tending. Where there is life, the wisdom of our countless generations has saturated the soil. Our strength is a luminous sun towards which all intelligence blossoms, and the impervious shelter beneath which it has prospered. I stand before you, accused of the sin of ensuring Forerunner ascendancy, of attempting to save us from this fate where we are forced to recede. Humanity stands as the greatest threat in the galaxy. Refusing to eradicate them is a fool's gambit. We squander eons in the darkness, while they seize our triumphs for their own. The mantle of responsibility for all things belongs to Forerunners alone. Think of my acts as you will, but do not doubt the reality. The reclamation has already begun, and we are hopeless to stop it.